Are the stuff that we see in the sky really UFOs? Or are they just man-made created aircrafts that the government is hiding? Well, how does that explain abductions? Apparently, there's 3.1 million people that has been abducted by aliens from 1960 until now, 2023. So today, we're going to take a look at some testimonies of people that have been abducted by aliens.
And Danny was standing there. He was 13. And he was standing like a robot. I mean, his hands were really down like this against his side, and his eyes were really big, and he looked so scared. And I stepped toward him, and I remember thinking, my God, he's paralyzed with fear. That's the thought that went through my mind. And I stepped toward him, and I put my hands out to him, and I said, sweetie, they won't hurt you. They won't hurt you. You'll be okay. They won't hurt you. And it was like he couldn't even hear me. He didn't look at me. His eyes were just like straight ahead. And the light was all around us at that time. And I walked past him and pulled in behind him, stepped in behind him. And just as I stepped in behind him, I could see Jake coming in the other door into the kitchen. And I remember thinking I was so angry because I thought, they've been messing with me my whole life. Don't mess with my kids. But there was nothing I could do. And that's the last thing that I remember.
My dog Hunter is now barking in that direction, in the direction where I'm sitting. Like he's barking at somebody, just barking for, 5-10 minutes. And I'm just trying to just listen to my girlfriend and just enjoy a conversation. And I look back over, and on my door where there was the most light, I saw it. It was maybe about that big. It just had a body like this, eyes turned to the side, and it had 3 tentacles. And it raised them up, and it started tapping on my window. And that was the first time I'd ever seen something that wasn't human. Something I'd never seen before, and something I couldn't explain. And then there's just this orb of light, probably about softball size, just an orb of light. I look over at it, see it, and it just floats off into my ceiling and is gone. So what I believe happened is they initially were like, hey buddy, we're not from here. We kind of want to do some tests. We don't know what you are. You don't know what we are. Like, let's figure out what we are. And because I fled, they had no other option but to just take me and do their tests. That was when the abduction started. I just know that I would go into these dreams. It started out more violent, like I would be at war and in battle, and then I'd wake up in my bed and I'd hear this sound outside my room every single time. I don't know if I can mimic it, but it just sounded like a saucer. It was just like this. And then there was a full week straight, because then it got more sexual, because there was a full week straight where I was having wet dreams every night. I would look at my pants and sometimes there'd be nothing, and sometimes it would just be wet. There would be no actual sperm in there.